Hey gang, Shelly here, and I'm going to walk through just how to merge into a panorama. Okay, so generally the best rule of thumb or the best way, the best method, let me be clear, in taking a photo is not landscape method where it's left to right, your camera's left to right. For this example, that's what I have. Generally, I like to shoot it tall ways. If I were to have shot it this way, that's generally the best method. Okay. One, it does a couple things. You get a lot more detail because you're going to be merging the images, and so you have a bigger file, more detail. And then you can also have less movement left to right. And basically, I'm right-handed. I tuck my left elbow under my armpit, so I have that stabled. And then I'm just going left to right, taking pictures, looking on the right side of my screen. If you have a tripod, it's going to be a lot easier, but just that's preferable. All right, so no matter what you have, I'm going to show you, and I realize this is dark, underexposed. And so basically you click on your 4 files, make sure they're in order, right? You can see this one is 43, 44, 45, 46, doesn't matter. Click on all of them, and I just hit my left hand over here on my shift key, click the first one, and then hold the shift key, click the last one. Come up here to photo. I'm going to come down here to photo merge and panorama. Okay. Now we're just going to wait for this blue slider. When I did this in front of the class, a couple of the machines would not pull this up right away. Could be one of 2 reasons. Basically, you just need to reboot your computer or close Lightroom and open it up again. And that really would fix things. Somehow there's a disconnect. And so just close Lightroom and reopen it. Or if that doesn't work, number 2 is just reboot the whole computer. All right, spherical, that's generally the main one, unless you're doing into a circle, a cylinder and a perspective. So basically for this example, we're just going to click it right here. We have the auto crop on. If we don't have the auto crop on, it's going to produce the white. Okay. All right, there you go. Pretty simple. Click merge on the bottom. It'll produce a DNG, which is a raw file. These were shot on Adobe Camera Raw, and so that's why the extension of these down here are ARW. All right, this is the progress bar. It's almost done creating it. Give it a few seconds and just kind of waiting for that to go. And taking a little longer than normal. All right, almost done. Waiting. All right, we have it. We have the images here. And look, it created one right there. All right. Again, let's see. If you were to pull this DNG up, you can see it's a panel DNG. If you were to pull that up in raw converter or the file itself, it's going to have the white edges. Okay, but because we put contain and crop, that's what it did, and it's about 300 megs. Is this file? I'm just going to go through really quickly, make some edits by increasing the exposure. Look at that, bringing down the highlights. So I kind of like to make the darkers dark and the whiters white. Okay, right there. Give it that punch right there. It's the landscape, so it can add some clarity here. If we could try the dehaze, kind of gives it a little punch there, but I'm not going to do much of that. Vibrance versus saturation, very common question. Basically does the same thing, except Vibrance does not touch skin tones. We don't have any people here, so what we can do is increase the saturation there. If you wanted to increase the vibrance, yeah, it won't touch some of these down, the yellows down there. So, but generally for this, I'm going to touch the colors right there. All right. Now, tone curve. Let's see. Look at that. Basically, by default, you're going to have it look like this when you move the sliders. I like to change that, clicking on here. And then it allows us to put points. I'm going to call this a little S-curve, right? Bring that S-curve a little down, drag the bottom left up a tad. Look at that. It's starting to take shape. All right, colors. If you wanted to, you can punch up the orange, certain colors. If you wanted to play with that, you could. If you wanted to change the blues, there's blues in the sky. Change the hue of it and turn it that way. Look at that. Okay. Remember, subtlety is the key. You never want to, fully mess with it unless you're going to go really artistic, creative. Okay? Luminance. Watch what happens when I play with the orange. We have a little bit of yellow and oranges there. Look. See how that is going to come a little bright? That's what luminance does. Okay? Messing with that a little bit. All right. Okay. Yeah. Detail. Somehow it already has some sharpening in here, so I'm going to turn that down just a tad. Masking. I'm going to increase my mask because right now it's sharpening everything, but there's no reason to sharpen parts of the sky over here. So I'm going to hit my left hand on my Alt Option key. I'm going to drag my masking to the right slider. Look at that. All the black areas I'm not sharpening, just the white areas I'm sharpening. So bring that mask. There you go. That's all I want. Noise, we can add a little bit of noise reduction. We go to print, we'll see that. If we wanted to, we can do some tools up here. What I showed a few of you, just how to use it. And again, if Lightroom always takes the last time you use something. So you just double click on effect, everything will go back to normal. Okay, so we're clicking a new one, and we're going to make the sky more vibrant. All we have to do is add a little bit of exposure, some saturation. Now I'm going to drag from here down to here, and you can see what it's going to do. All we did was add some, look at that, you can change it after the fact, right? Add some color in there. Look at that. How crazy is that? Maybe that's too much, then you can bring that up. Watch if we add some clarity, more clarity to the top and some dehaze. Ooh, a little too much. But watch this. I'm going to do it overboard on purpose. Okay, drag this down, and you're like, okay, that it added some of that color to here. We can go to the brush, and you can brush it in, or if we put our left finger on our Alt Option key, now it has a negative sign. I'm hitting my left bracket key to erase stuff that was put on the mountain. Remember not to get that inner circle over the mountains. So we're just going to erase, okay, some of that. Now if I let go and put my cursor and hover over the dot, you can see of what it's still affecting. The red areas are what it's affecting. All right. Again, I feel like that's way too much. I'm just going to take that back out, take down the clarity. Take down the dehaze. That's still, way too much, but I was just having fun and just kind of showing you things that you can do. Okay. If you wanted to add a color, watch this. Just by adding a color, it changes your whole kind of image, right? Look at that. Now you can get into the artistic side of things. Look at that. You can make the sky fiery red. Way too much, way overboard. But you know what? A lot of times the camera cannot capture what we're actually shooting. You're the person who was there that day. So you get to make the call, in what it was and then what the camera can capture, can't capture, all that kind of stuff, okay? There you go. I'm going to hit that and hit delete, okay? Bring it back to its original state of what I had it beforehand. Just wanted to show you that tool, okay? That's it. You have a good day. Bye.